everybody, welcome back to Miriam's channel. So in today's video we'll be talking about how to travel Sri Lanka with a baby, and specifically, is it safe to travel Sri Lanka with a baby? We're gonna be giving you all our tips and tricks of traveling with a little 10-month-old baby. So I hope those will be useful for you and maybe you can relate. And if you have any questions, then don't forget to drop them down below and we'll try to answer as many as possible.
Guys, I'm also on Instagram, The Vegan Daddy. I basically put up vegan dishes, vegan food, and you can follow us live throughout our travels on the stories.
But without further ado, let's jump straight to this video. Number 1, is Sri Lanka safe with a baby?
What we've noticed from the first day in Sri Lanka, that locals love children. They are very friendly, and Arella's pretty much a celebrity here. Everywhere we go, eyes are on her.
However, with that, people can be quite too much in your face, especially with a baby. With that, too much with Arella, that everybody's trying to touch her when we're walking around, and when she is not in a carrier, people are trying to pick her up. And with that being said, all you have to do is just say, don't touch my baby.
We know it's not people's bad intentions, but our preference is not for people to just come up and pick her up without asking. We think it's quite rude.
So if we don't feel like we want people to touch our baby, we definitely say so.
So number 2 is weather and climate. And if you wasn't sure about Sri Lanka, it is a very hot and humid country. So it took us a while to adjust to the weather, but when we first got there, we were taking as many breaks as we could. If Arella got overheated, we stopped. We found some shade, or we went back to the hotel to have a rest. We invested in these little fans that we go around our neck that point on Arella, which helped really good. Wearing hats, that's an obvious one. We always had a hat on Arella. We always covered her from the sun. Guys, be aware of your baby's signs. If you feel like she's hot and overheated, just take a break.
Number 3 is accommodation. Don't worry, we haven't been staying in any flash accommodations at all. We have been basically staying in the most simple accommodations that we thought it was suited for us with a baby. You can pretty much stay whenever you like. Just avoid, obviously, common things like party hostels. Definitely read reviews before you go to any accommodation. And if I was you, I usually look for reviews that include noise. There have been some accommodations we have stayed at and they were really loud, barking dogs, and a baby is not deep sleeping baby, so we usually have a problem with noise. You also can consider whether you want your accommodation to come with a kitchen that you can cook your own meals for the baby, or accommodation without kitchen. But just remember, without kitchen you're gonna have to rely on the meals outside, which we actually do most of the time.
So number 4 is convenience, which is food and nappies. So we use reusable nappies, cloth nappies mostly, and that's during the days. So we have like 8 of those always packed, and we hand wash them when needed and then dry it out in the sun. So we do also use disposable paper nappies. Luckily, they're available in nearly every supermarket here in Sri Lanka. They range around 600 rupees to the expensive 2,000 rupees.
So another thing is, of course, food. Now, food can be quite tricky actually to get. Unless you have a kitchen. So if you do get your accommodation with kitchen, you can basically cook your food. However, if you decide you don't have accommodation with the kitchen, you have to rely on the food outside. Our main food source for the baby is fruits. You can get them anywhere, very local, very cheap. You can also get some veggies, but you have to obviously boil them. Most restaurants will have simple things that you can get for your baby. For example, rotis. Rice is actually another thing. Noodles, but obviously that might have salt. And then you can get vegetables that are already boiled, and you can just ask them to cook it without any salt.
Yes, so far in our experience, all staff in every restaurant we've been in have adjusted to what we want, and we're happy to make food for baby.
And also, when our food comes with like a side salad, it usually has like a piece of tomato or piece of cucumber that will go for the baby, because we do baby-led weaning. So it's pretty much very easy for us to give our baby food. If you do have a baby that only eats purees because she's younger or whatever, you can buy purees from supermarkets as well. But every baby is different, and for some reason our baby doesn't like those kind of foods. We have tried many of them and she is really picky. But don't worry, there's always different things that you can do, like I was just saying, cooking your food and mashing it together to make a baby puree yourself. In terms of milk, I personally breastfeed, so that's like the most easiest, cheapest way that you can give to your baby. But I do understand not everybody breastfeeds. Some people do give formula, and I don't know a lot of information about formula. However, all I know is I've seen so much formula in the shops here in Sri Lanka, not just supermarkets but also local shops, so I don't think that will be any problem of getting formula. Obviously you might have a little bit of a problem in disinfecting your bottles, But if you buy bottled water and you have a kitchen, you can always sort of disinfect your bottles that way.
So number 5 is in terms of sickness. Everybody gets sick. Miriam gets sick, I get sick, baby gets sick, everyone gets sick. So number 1 about sickness is don't leave your travels without travel insurance, and I think that's the obvious one, right? Of course, what do you do when you get sick at home?
You try out different home remedies. I mean, I do anyway, so I'll make sure I try any home remedies. If those doesn't work or I need something quick, I use medication, and me and Josh made sure we have all the medication that can be preventable for any sort of sicknesses that a baby gets, so like a cold or like a cough or like a food poisoning or a cat on a hand. I don't know, basically these are kind of the main ones.
So with sickness, like I said, you're gonna get sick at home, you're gonna get sick anywhere you go. So just be prepared. So that's the best advice there. Be prepared, have medication, and most of all, have your travel insurance. There's hospitals everywhere. There's doctors everywhere. If it comes to worse, we will go to a hospital. You know what I mean?
Yes, but by the way guys, if you wanted to see like a separate videos of all the medication we own, then don't forget to just go up here in this link and let me know if you want to or if you don't want to. There's a little survey just at the top here. And the last thing that we're going to be talking about is general tips that we haven't included yet. So when you want to travel with baby, I recommend getting a carrier. Some people might be having a stroller. We don't have a stroller in Asia because we are backpacking. I haven't really seen a proper road here as well that you can just have your stroller there. There's way too many people, it's way too crazy. So for me personally, I think carrier is like the best thing you can have. You can buy so many different carriers from baby to toddler. We have our own one that I can link down below, Baby B John 1.
We recommend that you pack as less as you can. So pack only things that you actually will need and will use.
And after you pack all of that, go through that again and put some stuff away, because I know there's always stuff that you will need and that we will use. Just put those away again and again and again until you are left with a very small pile of things that you do actually need to survive. Traveling with a baby is obviously going to be different than traveling on your own, so you're gonna have to adjust. So that means being slower, taking your time, but don't forget you can do pretty much the same things as you would have done if you didn't have a baby. So don't restrict yourself in your traveling. And that's pretty much it for this video. So I hope I answered as many things as possible that you have. Possible any concerns, I hope I answered those too. But if you do have any more concerns, any more questions, then you can leave them down below. I try to reply to them as much as possible, and like I said, ask us on social media. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and subscribe to my channel if you can right now. Like this video, and I will see you soon. So yeah, goodbye.